What is happening, everybody? Hope you're all doing good today. Welcome to the stream. Today we're gonna play around with these new segmented kind of box designs that I came up with for the 3D printer. I'm super excited to play with these. So let's get a close-up view so you can see kind of what's going on. It's a little hard with the white. We have to kind of get some shadows going so you can see what's happening here, but I kind of thought that this looked like an Easter egg design. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to do different segments, basically, with resin. So I came up with this design. If you want to download this file, you can purchase it on my website. That's available. There's a link down in the description below, and I'll put a link in the chat as well. But so I saw people were kind of talking a little bit about, didn't really get how these work. So yeah, what you do is you mix up resin, and you can fill every one of these little slots, and in the end it's going to be one solid blank, and you basically just turn this whole thing. So it's pretty cool. I've been having really good luck with the resin 3D printed material, but you can even do it with a filament style printer. I don't find that they turn as well usually, most of those materials, but either way, I mean, they work pretty well. It's not too bad. One thing to keep in mind, the outside rim of this, like, you can basically just don't picture that as part of the blank. It's just going to be the colors, excuse me, the colors, and then all these little white things. So that's one thing that I definitely have found for the filament style printers. If you're only printing very thin parts, that's much better than something that's pretty full. I don't have one of the Shamrock one. Well, I have an example, actually, of a filament style thing where you're talking kind of like bigger blobs, but you can see there's like holes in here and there's issues. It didn't turn particularly well. So when there's larger areas, and again, the dog print stuff, the bones, this was 3D printed similar to how this was. But the I don't know, PLA I think is what this was, just didn't really turn that well. ABS worked okay. That's what I used to use back in the day, but even that kind of wasn't the most awesome material. This stuff is almost indistinguishable, the resin 3D printing. And for Gamer Dad, if you see behind me, I have videos, a couple videos, not a lot yet. I'm still working on them, but these are resin 3D printers, and so you fill a vat with resin. I actually have 3 of these little boxes sitting up. I got to clean them off, but you got a vat full of resin, and then it shines a light up. It's UV cure resin, and it shines a light up and cures layer by layer. So the resin is, I want to say that most of these resins are like either an epoxy or a urethane base, but it's a UV resin. So it's slightly different than the casting resins that we use, but it's pretty close to the same thing. So it's pretty cool stuff. So anyway, that's what we are going to be doing today. So just to let everybody know right up front, super chatters get to pick some colors. And so let's switch back over to the Sony cam. We got a few to choose from. I'm just going to go for solids. And we can kind of add a little bit of white if it's not pastel enough. So we got green, we got pink, we got a kind of a teal, yellow, lavender, and blue. Those are our colors that we're going to be using today. I'm going to do 2 of these, I think, or maybe 3. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to actually get done while we're doing this. I'm probably going to use Alumilite Clear Slow. This is a good time to pull out kind of a slower setting resin, but man, I'll tell you what, Alumilite Clear Slow is kind of my favorite. Whoops, lost my glove. So super chatters get to pick the colors. And I think it'll be easier if we just do, I don't know. I don't exactly know. I didn't come up with a really brilliant idea of how to do this. But let's stop real quick here. Nick, popping in. Oh, nice. For a jazz concert. That's cool. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Mark's in for teal. And so I think what we'll do is, I think we're gonna. I think how we're gonna do the super chats is you get to pick a color and then pick which segments you want. You can't pick all of them, but if you say like wavy, or you could say like diagonal, something like that. Try and explain. Maybe I can do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know if that's gonna work too well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So let's do it that way. I'm gonna mark on here. So Mark, you want teal? Do you want it in the top wavy, bottom wavy, and it'll be both of these guys basically. So number 1, number 2 will be the straight ones across. Number 3 will be the other wavies. 4 is going to be this one, and then 5 will be the center stripe. And I guess we have to also fill these things, don't we? This is tough. There's a lot of things going on with these things. What do you guys suggest? How should we do this? I'm kind of thinking maybe we should just do the same color for these big chunks. I don't know. I don't even know how to do this. There's so many things going on. Oh man. Mark's going to go with bottom wavy. All right, so that'll be easy for that one. Yeah, I don't even know. Just throw out a name of one of these things and we'll figure it out as we go here. You guys are awesome for supporting the craziness. All right, so today is 4/6. We're doing Easter egg. I'm calling these like an Easter egg segment. I don't know. One of the cool things about these is I'm kind of, I kind of have this a little bit of an Easter theme because of the wavy and the way that I did these. It just kind of reminded me a little bit of Easter. But I mean, realistically, this doesn't have to be an Easter theme at all. I think using pastels, I'm hoping that it'll kind of convey the Easter theme. But I mean, I think if you just threw whatever colors you wanted in these things, I think you'd be good to go. So let's see here. So I got 6 of them. I don't know. I think that what I want to do is probably, I think what we'll do is 2 different batches maybe. I don't know. It's kind of tough. We can make them all the same. And then then everybody on the mystery boxes will kind of, not everybody, but everybody that gets one of these will get the same colors, the same one. I don't know. We could just mix it up and do it all different. How much resin? I'm not even going to mess with it. I'm just going to overshoot. We know that the whole blank probably would take about 70 or so. Something like in that neighborhood, I would say. 70 grams. So I'm just going to mix up 70 grams, I think. All right, so number 1, we're doing teal in wavy number 2. And lavender diagonal. That's a good way to do it. Let's just do, I'm thinking, do you want to just do the 2 outsides and then have a different, actually, here's what's going to happen. So diagonals are going to be these outside ones, and then whoever picks these other ones it's going to be the same. The center will be the same. That's how I'm going to do it. So lavender is, I'm going to call that outside diagonal. Okay, let's see here. I hope that, I don't know, I was thinking like white would be a pretty cool, and I had white resin, so that kind of helped the decision, but You could also do like maybe black lines, and then these areas could be white in here, you know? I mean, we could even add white, and it would just be a little bit kind of different, you know? You would kind of like, this whole chunk would be white. That'd be kind of an interesting thing to look at and see how that turns out. Tough part is I don't have time to turn every single one of these things, so we're only going to get so much, you know what I mean? Ocean blue, which section do you want? We got the top, let's see, wavy bottom. We got the, you know, the top wavies. It was bottom, right? Mark wanted. Oh man, this is just out of control already. Bottom wavy, okay. Yeah, so we got these guys. We got 1, 2, 3. And I guess, I don't know, we can just call these all the same thing. Let's just go with like the same color for these big chunks. We could do a couple different things. So we got, let's see, what was it again? We got ocean blue. Well, we don't have ocean blue. We're going with pastels. So we're going to go with powder blue on this one. I didn't really do a whole lot of thinking about all this stuff. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll work. There's 6 colors. So we're arranging things. This is kind of fun. Powder blue, and then you get to pick where you want to put it. Top waves. Top wave. Okay. Chris is here. Ah, you're listening. Well, I'll try and give you good details then. Right now, we're just doing nothing. We're waiting for. Not much is happening yet. We're waiting for the colors to come in. And I haven't checked, so Frank, I haven't checked to see if that package has arrived yet. I haven't been down. Problem is, our P.O. box is like downtown in Gardnerville, and I don't go there ever. So the shop's in Carson City, and then we live way out in the country, so like I just don't really go downtown ever. So, but I need to go down there probably tomorrow. So I'm going to check and see if it's there. All right, so Super Chatters, if you want, you get to pick which color. Otherwise, I'm going to pick, and we're going to go forward. So, and you don't want that. I'll probably screw something up. So again, these. Oh, I was going to get the link for you guys. So if anybody wants to, and this is for the not for these things like the actual printed things. This is for the file. If you're a 3D printer, if you do 3D printing, it's for the file to print out your own. Okay. Just want to make sure. Eventually, I'll probably sell these things, but it's just tough because I'm still doing a lot of testing and things, and it's hard for me to like crank out a bunch of these things specifically for this. So there's a link to that on my website. It's up there already. Connie wants purple. All right, so we got this lilac purple. That's going to be a good one. So where do you want that? We have, let's see here. So it could be the big chunks. Or let's see, I think we have 1, 2, 3. I guess this needs to be filled. I don't know. This is getting nuts. But we have these middle ones. Am I even on camera? No. We have the middle. So it's going to be this one, and this one. Or you could do the big chunks. Or maybe like, I guess these are a different one too. However you want to call it. So you get to pick. Or let's see. Yeah, the outside diagonals are gone. Let's see here. Connie.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, it's a PO box for the suite. Big chunks. We're going big chunks. That'll be cool. She picked the big chunks. Okay, so we have, let's see, what do we have left color-wise? So we're running out. I think we still got key lime green. Still got pink. Still got conch aqua. And technically we still have yellow. I guess, oh man, somebody already picked lavender. Shoot. Should have thought about that. All right, well, I guess we're gonna go with a dark color then. We were, oh man, I hate these stupid dyes. They just, no matter what, you're gonna get it all over you. They're so messy. Every single time I work with these things, my gloves are just covered in stuff, and I'm getting it everywhere in my shop. So these things are gonna have a lot of purple in them. Pictures of what we make. Well, I don't know if I'll have pictures because they're going to be in the pressure pot, but I will have, I'll post some stuff later of what we get out of these things. Should have kept an eye on what was actually happening here. So we're just going to go with sangria for the outside diagonals, lilac purple for the big chunks. 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I missing here? Powder blue. Teal. Okay, the teal was already taken. All right, here we go. Yeah. Well, and then so originally they came like these bottles, and they just had a little cap on them like this. And they're like, oh, so let's make them like this. And these are a little bit better, but man, they're just not. It gets everywhere for some reason. I don't know what the deal is because I'm not that messy with the Alumilite dyes. I don't know if those bottles are better. It's a little bit thinner dye too. I don't know. Who even knows what's going on? All right, so let's see here. I'm thinking pink. I think we're gonna, the super chats have slowed down, so I think I'm gonna throw in pink for the centers. I think that'd be kind of cool. Sorry guys, I'm getting impatient. Centers. And then, let's see, what else do we have? Teal is gonna be the wavy bottom. Sangria is gonna be the outside diagonals. Pink is gonna be the centers. Powder is going to be the top wavy. So we got we got all of that done. We got the big chunks done. So we just need these little guys right here. Will be yellow, right? Well, I don't know. Yellow or lime green? That's the real question here. I'm kind of thinking lime or maybe yellow. So yeah, I'm thinking yellow maybe. I don't know. I'm wondering if we should do like the top wavy is like the same. I don't know. What do you guys think? Instead of like up and down? Because this will have to be like two blanks kind of. I didn't really think about these diagonals either. That'll be kind of interesting. Because you could technically get like two different blanks. I didn't really think about that, where if you're doing two Sierras, you could have the same color. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool to have both. If you're doing a two-piece like a cigar pen, we'll just keep it the way that it was going. All right, so we're gonna go with green. We got a couple people throwing the green out. I like the lime green, key lime. It's one of my favorite colors. Green is the other thing. I'm gonna call that the other thing. Okay, so let's get this rolling, guys. What do you think? Do you think I can get all of these done at the same time? Yeah, let's try it. I think I can. So 75 just so I don't screw everything up, let's do 3 at a time and see how that goes. How about that? I think that's the smart play. So I'm just going to estimate that we need about 70 to 75 grams maybe for each one of these boxes. I don't know. We probably don't even need that much, but I'm just going to mix that much up. So 75 times 3, we're doing 3 boxes at a time. And I think what I'm going to do is just do the same for the other 3, just so that, like I said, just so they're all kind of the same. Everybody can kind of turn them up. Or maybe I'll kind of flip-flop some stuff. I don't know. Hold on. We'll just have to see here. Let's just start with these first 3 and see what happens. So I think it'll also be kind of nice to see, you know, get the resin in there and just kind of see what these things look like. It might be better to kind of like drop down to only a few colors possibly. I don't know. So let's just do that. 75 times 3 is 225. So let's just call it 230 grams total is what we're going to mix up. And that's 115. Yeah, 115 times 2. So we're using Alumilite Clear Slow. This is my favorite. Get my hand out of the way. How about that? Oh, bam. And it's a 1-to-1 by weight. It's not wanting to. I'm surprised it didn't work there. 1-to-1 by weight. It's a urethane resin. It needs to be pressurized. It's going to be fun though. So one of the things that we're going to need though, let me go get these. This is crucial for doing this kind of stuff, guys. This is absolutely crucial. And I didn't link to it yet, but there will be a link down in the show notes on the replay of this. Okay, so the secret ingredient is pipettes. You got to have some way of getting the resin out of your cup and into this, and like trying to use a cup, good luck. It's not going to happen, especially on these like diagonal things, which frankly I don't even know if these pipettes are going to work too well. Okay, so that's pretty thin. There's another way that you can go. You can also use syringes. These cost more though than these little pipette things. But if you need to get it in like the right perfect position, then you're going to need to use a disposable syringe. What do we get? We get is there a super chat that I missed? Chris got in with green. Well, we already picked the green one, but I appreciate the super chat. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so there's these disposable syringe things. It's a 3 milliliter. And I'll get links to these guys too, but we're going to need to use one of these guys to get the pink out, or I should say in to the right place. So the problem is though, you got to also get the needles. That's why. But you can get stuff into like any spot with this. Look at that. Ooh. And you can get these things on Amazon. That's where I got mine. So you just twist this on and you got yourself a little, and I got to be honest, these work way better than these little pipettes usually. These things are okay, and it's nice for something where you got a lot of colors like this, but if you're going for like pinpoint accuracy, this is much easier it just works a lot cleaner and better. But it's going to cost you a little bit more than these. You can get like a box of 50,000 pipette things. How much did I buy? I bought, oh, it doesn't say. 500, and I'm pretty sure that it didn't cost much more than 10 bucks. So, you know, or something. So, just kind of depends on what you're trying to do. But I found that the 3 milliliter works pretty well. And then I got to be honest, I can't remember which. I'll have links later on the replay. I found that if you get too small of a needle, then it's hard to get the resin in, especially thicker resins. It's just not going to come in there, you know, when you're trying to suck it up. So this size, whatever it is, works really well. But I don't know, why don't I have a, let's see if it shows 14 gauge. Ooh, 14 gauge I think is what you're looking for. Yep, 14 gauge. There you have it, folks. You want to get 14 gauge. I think that that's probably your... I tried a bunch of different of these little needle things, and if they're too big, you know, it's kind of crazy. But I don't think you really want to get too much lower than 14 gauge for most resins. Okay, so we are set, ready to go. Secret weapons. Pipettes and syringes, though. Scott's here. What's up, man? Bailey's here? Man, there's all kinds of people flowing in. Yeah, you could probably find better pipettes, but I don't know. Maybe. That was what I found. Okay, so we're doing 115 times 2. And then we got all these cups. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cups. 6 different things going on. 30. What's 30 times 6? 180. We can leave 1 in the cup. So it's tough because I think I can fit about... I would like to use these cups because I got more of them, but I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's enough. So let's see if I have, and I also don't really want to use my... Dang, I need to get some more of these small cups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, some of them are going to be bigger than others. Oh, here we go. Some of them are going to be more than others, actually. So this is, you know, the big chunks are going to take up quite a bit. So we can probably, and this is the tough part. People were talking about estimating how much for each one of these things. The big chunks are going to be the vast majority. So I'm just going to say, and I'm totally guessing, I have no clue. I don't even want to mess around with trying to figure this out. I'm going to say that that takes up probably half. Let's just say at least. Okay, so here's a new game plan because we're going to have to, I'm going to have more resin than I for this. So we're going to mix up 300 to start. And just kind of see, and I'm going to measure out how much this is for each color. We probably, just to let everybody know, if you're doing something like this, I would recommend using a slow setting resin. And I think I'm going to have to. I just don't know if we're going to have enough time. We're going to go with a slow setting resin instead. Because I don't want to be rushed. So we're going to go with liquid diamonds. It's an epoxy 2-to-1 ratio. Should be fun. That way I'm not going to be sweating. And what we can do is we can use Alumilite on the second one if we want to. But I think you're better off going with the slow setting resin. It just, you're not going to be freaking out so much, you know. So we're going to do that. Let's see here. It's a weird mix ratio. Let's see. I need one of these guys. How much teeny? Ooh. I'm going to get a bigger one than that. Okay. I wish they made like 20-ounce paint mixing cups. Why don't they do that? Let me look at, I got something else over here with graduations. I don't think it's, oh. This could work. Let's see here. 300. Well, that's useless. That's less than useful. Okay, we're gonna go with this cup because it has the best graduations on it. All right, so I don't need to, we're not doing weight. This is by volume. Sorry, guys. Liquid diamonds, 2-to-1 by volume. So actually, no, you can do weight. What am I thinking? 2-to-1, we can do weight. I'm crazy. I am just crazy today. I don't know what's happening. I'm zeroing that out. So, sorry if I totally screwed everybody up. So, liquid diamonds is a 2-to-1, two parts of part A, the resin, to 1 part of the B, which is the hardener. Okay, you can technically do liquid diamonds by weight or volume. This is one of the rare occasions. I would recommend using weight, way more accurate. So what we're doing is 300 grams of resin. So what that's going to turn into is it's going to be 200 grams of part A, 100 grams of part B, okay? We have a game plan. We have a game plan, guys. I am so excited. And then I'm going to guess that at least 50% of one of these blanks is going to be this large chunks right there. So we're going to work on that first. So 50% is about 150 grams. I don't know if I'm going to mix all of that up though. Probably mix up like, or pour off like 100 or so to start, and then just kind of keep on, you know, sneaking up on it and figuring out how much weight in resin it's going to take, okay? That's the game plan. And that way we can dial this stuff in and I can actually tell you guys what, you know, we know what you need to do. Okay, so sorry about that. I'm okay. It's been a long day already, you know? I'm a little bit crazy today. Okay, so 200 grams. Probably don't need, oh, so now, I don't want this gigantic mixing cup thing. So I thought I needed graduations. Usually when you're using epoxies, most of them are by volume. So I switched it out. But I don't need that. And I don't need this huge cup. But my other graduated cup was too small. It's just, I'm telling you guys. I don't know what's happening today. Okay, I'm not going to wait for that. 200 grams. Man, editing this one down is going to be fun. That's assuming that we actually get anything done sometime. We're on the road though right now. We're ready. Come on. Oh, a little over there. I'm going to actually just take some of this stuff out. Okay, 200.2 is fine. Close enough. And let's see, where's my lid? Don't forget to always put your lid on correctly. I'm going to put the double cam going here, I think, too. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, zero the scale out. Sometimes you can get these little chunky crusties on the hardener sides of epoxies. I like to just kind of wipe that off so you're not dumping it into your cup. Cover that up there. So we need 100 grams of part B. And so what I do is I'm going to get close and then I'm going to sneak up on it by pouring it into a smaller cup, because Otherwise, chances are, and it's very likely, that I'm going to go over. So I'm just going to grab one of the, I always have these little condiment cups close. And I just sneak up on it with that. It's just so much easier to pour out a little tiny bit out of a tiny cup than hold a gallon or whatever this is, a 1/3 gallon of resin, and try and sneak up, you know, a few drops. Okay, so we got it. And what I've found, Alumilite Clear Slow Set, there's a pretty good range. You know, it doesn't seem as finicky as some of these epoxies. Like you really, number one, you definitely don't want to go over with part B with liquid diamonds. If anything, be a little over with part A, you know. It seems like epoxies kind of typically like to be, I don't know, as close as possible on that ratio. I always thought that urethanes were more finicky, and I don't really think that's really the case, you know. Actually, I got, I finally started creating an excess cup. And always, you want to make sure that you mix your epoxies well. That's one thing I definitely find. It takes a little bit longer to get epoxies mixed up usually. And it can look like it's fully mixed up, but give it another minute or two. It's kind of what just to make sure, because the problem is so many times, I've even had, you know, where something doesn't harden up fully, or, you know, or whatever. And it's usually when I'm working with epoxies that these things happen, where it's softer for longer, or, you know, so that's why I always recommend be as accurate as you possibly can when you're mixing, you know, or I mean, measuring it out. And then especially, I mean, if you got 45 minutes of working time, give it a few minutes to make sure that you've mixed it fully, because that's just a silly mistake. Or it's like a stupid reason to have a problem with your casting if you know, just not mixing long enough and getting those sides, you know, the bottom. So just make sure. So thank you for the reminder, Jen. I appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat. Everybody, thank you for the super chats. Yeah, the pyramid mold. I have what? Well, I don't have a good pyramid mold. I have the. Where did I put it? I was thinking about using this. This is a magnifying dome type thing. I thought that'd be kind of neat to have. To use, but I want to use it for. I want to magnify something, but I haven't figured out what to do. So, I haven't wanted to. I don't know. It's one of those things where I haven't got around to it, but I also don't want it to be sitting there being, you know, used up full. Just in case, you know. So basically what I'm saying is I want to make sure, I want to get that magnifying thing, project, whatever it may be, done first. And then I want to use that thing, I think, as my overflow thing. So far, this one's looking kind of neat. We got gold, we got camo epoxy chips, gold glitter, and purple glitter, and something else maybe in the middle there. Okay, I think that's going to be good. Somebody said that they don't find liquid diamonds works. Yeah, sometimes epoxies can be, now, you know, so there's like you do not want to use epoxy on something like this to make a mold of one of the Giese molds. Do not use epoxy for that, because it's going to take forever for it to cure, and you're never going to get it out of there. So you always want to use Alumilite for those. But For something like this, there's going to be enough, I think. I don't think it's going to be a problem. The game is you just got to let it sit longer. That's the big difference between Alumilite Clear Slow, a urethane resin, and epoxy. Epoxies cure on a linear scale. So they have a 7-day or so full cure schedule. It's going to take 7 days for it to harden up fully, and it's going to go at an even pace, right? Urethanes have a like kind of an exponential curve. You know, your urethanes the next day, they're going to be super hard, and then they continue like kind of on a slower pace to that full cure, which is really interesting. I got that. I didn't realize that until Alumilite did a video and explained all the different curing for different resins, and it makes perfect sense because epoxies tend to be rubbery longer, and it's because it's like this linear scale, you know, curve. So just keep that in mind, and if you need to, you can bake, like you can post cure your blanks or whatever in the oven. Check with, you know, different resin manufacturers, and formulas have different, you know, numbers for what you want. I think in general you can pop it in the oven at 150 degrees or so Fahrenheit for, you know, a few hours to, you know, 8 to 12 hours. It just kind of depends. I don't think anything's really going to hurt it, but I would always recommend checking with the manufacturer before you do any of these things, just to make sure. But, you know, put it in there for 150, at 150 for, you know, I don't know, 5 to 8 hours. Let them cool, and you don't want to take them out of the molds when you do this. Keep them in the molds so they don't, you know, kind of sag or do anything weird. And then that will cure it faster for you. The other way is just sit there and let it, you know, hang out and just, you know, wait. Basically, there's nothing wrong with that either. That's what I do usually. In some cases, I will post. Like yesterday, I actually had to post cure some blanks because somebody ordered blanks on my site, and they ordered 3 and I only had 1 in stock, and I was like, oh, that was stupid. I don't know how that happened. So I was trying to kind of rush things, but I don't like sending blanks out until they've reached full cure. Okay. You know, they're probably going to get on a plane, possibly, especially in the winter. I have no clue what the temperature is going to be, so I'm not going to cast a blank and then the next day send it to somebody. There's no way I would ever do that. So let's see here. We're gonna go for, let's see, this was the lilac purple is what we're using here. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go with, what I put in here is 100 grams, and I want to put like, I don't know, 3% maybe, 1.5% I should say. Maybe 2%. Let's say let's go with 2% on all these things. So 150 times 2% is 3 grams. Okay. That's what we're going to put in here. But I think we might need more resin. But I'm going to start with 100 grams and just see where do we end up. All right. And then I'll add, you know, more as we go. Now with these things, you always is this thing, yeah, it is open. You always want to shake them up. I forget. They're a pigment based thing, and the pigment chunks can settle to the bottom, so you always want to give it a good shake. And then we're going to put 3 grams in. We want to make these things pretty, I went a little over, it's no big deal. I think that's going to be cool. Okay. And then we can also, one thing you can do, if you don't really like, because, you know, we're kind of going for like pastel colors here. One thing you can do, which I actually kind of like this. There's nothing wrong with this one. I think we're going to be okay on most of these, but that's why I picked the Divine Pigments, because I think they'll work pretty well for like Easter colors. But if you wanted this a little bit more pastel, then you can just add a little bit more white. So I'm going to just barely lighten this just to show you. Yeah, you got to shake it. I'm telling you, you got to get out there, shake that booty. So I'm just going to add a little bit just so you can kind of see, you know, why you would want to do this. But a little bit of white will lighten that just a little bit. You know, and so one thing you got to watch out for though is there's only so much room. You can only put so much dye. And I put 3 grams of the purple in, you know, already in there. So I'm probably going to have to put like 3 more of the white to really get a change, visible, noticeable change in there. So, you know, you got to kind of sneak up on these colors and stuff, but we want it to be nice and nice and solid here. Okay, so, I mean, honestly, those things are, well, these two you could just pour out, I think, but we're gonna pipette it. I'm gonna zoom in here. Let's see, what am I doing? Zooming in. I'm gonna zoom in. Yeah, I'm glad that I chose liquid diamonds because this would have been a circus otherwise. With Illuminate Clear Slow, that would have been a terrible idea. All right, so we got our pipette, and if it's like crucial that you don't drip or do anything, it's always good to have paper towels handy so you can kind of wipe off the pipette first. And then you just keep filling till you get there. I'm just going to share another little tip. If you don't really have pipettes and you're like, I don't want to mess with all this stuff, another way to go, and especially if you don't, like in this case, this is probably going to be a better way to go. Go grab yourself some of these little mini paper cups, and you can kind of direct the flow a little bit better. Like, you know, because you can bend it down to such a small point. But these things you can't really bend. I mean, you can, but you know, you risk just breaking the cup basically. So the paper cups can be a little bit more controllable. So hopefully I'll get these all in the right spots here too. Without overflowing any of them also. So the paper cup's working great. I really like that. I am going to use the pipette though in addition to just kind of top off here and there. I still think that it's a good idea to get the pipettes. It's a good idea to have these things on hand if you do casting because you just never know when you might need to just kind of drizzle a little bit of resin here and there, you know. Watch out for bubbles. The pipette wants to blow bubbles a little bit. If you get a little aggressive with your squeezy. 100 grams I think might work. So I'm just going to zero one of these guys out. And okay, I gotta think about what we're doing here. So I'm going to say that this one's pretty close, so this might take a second here, guys. I'm just going to kind of fill this up. So that little segment requires 5 grams of resin, so 10 grams for both of them. Okay, so we got this video documented, so that's good. I'm just going to double check. I'm going to fill the other end of the same thing. Pretty good. Yeah, 9.8, 10. And then ones I could probably add a couple, I can definitely add a couple little drops. It's a little bit lower than the other one. There we go. Just double checking. Yeah, 9.9. I think we're good. Call that about 5 for each one of those. Okay. And then I think I'm going to work with this one. Let's see here. So we already know where we're at. I'm going to zero this guy out. I don't know how to do this exactly the best way. I'm going to make some notes here. So the ends are 5 grams. I don't even know how to describe those. And then the middles are going to be, so we're zeroing that out, and then I'm going to fill this guy. Am I even on screen here? Where's my pipette? Give me my pipette. Okay, so one of these middle ones is 8. So let me just fill this other one all the way. Make sure nothing's weird. Should be 16. Or so. Yep, 16, a little bit over. I kind of filled that one a little bit more, possibly. I think 16 is a good number, though. I think I'll probably just refer them to this video instead of doing all that work. Okay, so I think that's it for the big chunks. So how much in total did we need for these 3? Let's see. So 10 and then 16 for each one is 26 or so. 25, 26. The most 30 times 3, 90. So I actually did pretty good by just making up 100 grams on that first round. Actually went a little bit over. But I think we're going to have some excess resin anyway. Well, actually I know we are, because I mixed way more than we need. So you also have to kind of factor in, I mean, you're going to leave some in the cup, you know, on the edges. Probably spill some too, who knows. I probably will anyway. Okay, so we are sneaking up here. Pipette to the rescue. We're going to top it off. Okay. Gonna get this guy, the purple on the end here. And then we're done with the purples. It's a really good thing I didn't go with the Lumalite clear on this. What was I thinking? Okay, so we got that thing done. We got the purples ready. Definitely have extra. Okay, next color. Let's do, which one else? Is there any that are going to be specifically big? Let's do the greens, because they're kind of a big chunk. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm guessing like probably need like 10 grams at the most. What do you guys think? Oh, I'm not worried about air bubbles. I got pressure pots for that. I'm worried by the time I would have gotten to the last color, like it would have just been setting up on me. Okay. So let's try the green. Like I said, I'm thinking like maybe 10 grams for all 4 of them. So I don't actually need, I don't think I need those big cups. I'm going to use these guys instead, one of the condiment cups. I gotta make sure that I'm on screen here. I don't think I'm very on screen, am I? There. Okay. So I'm going to dump like 10, I'm going to dump 15 grams in here. We got enough. There's plenty of resin in this cup. I think we're going to be well over. And then we're going to put 2%, 15 times 0.02 is 0.3 grams of the lime green or key lime green. Boom. Actually, I got a different one that's open already. This time I was smarter than the bottle. I wiped it off before we started. Okay, so again, we're going to shake it up. Add 0.3. So it's a little bit more tedious to do these types of things, but I've always found whenever I've done these like resin segmented things, they always are so cool looking in the end. Definitely worth your time. Oh, I splitted on myself. Ruined my Turner's Warehouse shirt. Chad's going to be so angry with me. I'm going to be like, you need to send me another one. Stat. Okay, now I want to use a pipette for sure for this one. So we're going to be filling these guys. And again, this is where you want to kind of be careful. I think I recommend wiping off the tip there. And really watch your, squeezing bubbles out. Shoot, I gotta weigh these things. I'm just gonna finish this one up. I'm gonna put this one on the scale so we can weigh it. Dramatic music. I know, this is kind of, it's hard for me to like concentrate on this and try to talk to you guys. Requires a little bit of concentration. Yeah, I think 10 would have been fine. 15 was plenty for sure. It definitely covered it. Look at that. That's looking sweet so far. What do you guys think about that? Try and do this without spilling it. Oh, pretty sweet. I'm digging these things. What do you guys think? Okay, so that one's done. So that one's zeroed out. So let's, I'm going to add another like 10 grams or whatever to this. I really do not know what I was thinking going with Illuminate Clear Slow first. Okay, it's 11.5. I'm going to see what 12 times 0.02, that's about 0.23. Let's just put 0.3 in there again. It's not like it's going to change the color. That's one of the nice things about these. The main thing that you're dealing with these pigments is, I mean, unless you mix, you know, multiple together, it's not ever going to, no matter how much you put in there or little, it's really not going to change the hue, the color. The only thing that can happen is the more you put in there, the more opaque it's going to be. And especially for pen blanks, you know, obviously we want to make sure that we get this stuff as opaque as possible so that you don't see the tube, or it's not as apparent at least. So I'm just going to hurry up and go through these, and then we'll put it back on the scale, weigh it, and divide it by 4. Yeah, so far the colors are looking good. They do complement each other well. We'll see once we get more, you know, the different colors. But I mean, that's, you know, how many Easter eggs? You know, I have never seen an Easter egg that was like, oh, that's terrible. And, you know, the kids are just slamming colors together, doing whatever. So that's why I kind of figured we should be pretty good regardless of what colors we pick and where they go. So let's let me pick this guy up and hopefully not spill it, and then see. Oh shoot, what did I do? Oh, I had to zero it. Oh, I zeroed it for the resin. Oh, that did not work. Well, okay, so I'm gonna zero this. Here we go. Here's how we'll do it. I'm gonna weigh that 72. And this one does not have that, so it'll be pretty close. 62. So we're looking at about, I was right, about 10 grams. Total. That's for all of it. You know, so you're looking at like maybe 2.5 or so per little slot. resin again. Okay. Luckily, I don't have to worry about weighing anything. So I think at this point, I mean, you know, I mean, you can probably estimate like 2.5 to 5 for each one of these things easily. The little squiggles, I mean, they're probably at the most like, I don't know, 5 for the whole thing maybe. We'll have to see. Obviously, we can get this kind of dialed in as long as I remember. But and then it'll be kind of interesting to see how much it actually takes total, you know, because I just kind of estimated. Or maybe I did have that right. I don't know. 55. Maybe I did do that right on the scale. It just seemed like wrong. I don't know. Whatever. We need 0.3. Oh, I went over. Again, not a big deal. It's not going to change anything. It's just going to be more of the same color in there. You always want to mix it in real well, otherwise it can have little streaks and weirdness. Also, kind of be careful because I split it all over myself. You don't want to split it into your blanks. Cause issues. Because even if you get like a little drop in the wrong cavity, it can kind of mess things up a little bit. That's why I was saying, you know, you're probably better off. And I haven't been doing it, so I'm not practicing what I'm preaching, but it's not a bad idea to wipe off the pipette, or, you know, whatever the tip is, so that you're not dripping into the wrong little cavity. But I can kind of get it in there, you know. With these bigger ones, it's not so tough. Sometimes some of the Geezy molds that I've used in the past, though, man, you're really better off wiping it off every single time. Yeah, I think on those next 3, I want to do less colors, I think. And I want to add some white in there. I just want to see how that looks. So we're gonna have a little bit of a different one on the next round. We'll kind of move these colors around too. Okay, so we got all 4 of those guys done. Sweet. All right, so the next one. Powder blue is the top wavy. So, I mean, we're really not going to need much at all for half of that thing. So I'm going to weigh this. Let's see here. No, I'm not yet. I'm going to get some blue in my cup. 10 grams at the most is all we're going to need for these things, I think. So, in fact, I think I'm just going to pour, well, I'm going to pour 10 in just because otherwise it's a little bit harder to measure the dye. 10's fine, but 5, that starts to get kind of crazy. So powder blue is the top wavy. Yeah, I can't think and talk and concentrate too well. So we're going to put 0.3 in here. Or so. It's not really 0.4, is it? Wow. Oh yeah, more got in there than I thought. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're still good. Okay, I think I need to zoom this out because I don't work where that thing is pointed. I think it's best if I just get this out so that you guys can see what I'm doing back here. And I don't really want to get up there and mess around with it right now. My glove's all sticky. Okay, pipette. So I think that looks like it needs a little bit more green. That one's a little bit low. I'm going to re-measure, re-weigh. 0. I suppose I could just leave it on the thing, but okay, so we're going to need the syringe. We're going to need 2 syringes, actually. I didn't think about that. And I'm going to wipe off the tip. When it starts to get into this close quarters stuff, it's a good idea. I hope I did that right. Top wavy. Whoo. Boom. I'm gonna fill both of these guys. The syringes are just a little bit less messy, I find, as well. Overall, the pipettes, those pipettes are super cheap, and you know, they act like it. Ooh, look at that. That's looking good. I don't know. Eventually, I'm not going to really want to have to pick these things up. Bam. That's looking good. What do you guys think of that? That totally looks like an Easter egg to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? So that's 3. It's like 1.5 times per thing, maybe. It's 2.8, it says. I think I'm gonna probably end up putting a few more drops in there. So the wavy, we're looking at like 1.5 each. Okay. So I got another little, let's see here. I can fill a little bit more. Oh, got a bubble. One thing you can also use the pipettes for is to suck up some resin off the top. So I kind of mixed those two. It wasn't really going to make any difference, but you can use the pipettes, a clean one, to suck up some resin as well if something goes wrong. Ah, I did it again. Sorry, if I'm going to spend all this time, I want the thing to look good on the top too. You know? There. Whatever. Okay, so we got some blue ones. I'm just going to move this thing out of my way because if you mess around with it too much, it's kind of hard to do one-handed. All right, so we got lots of blue in there now. Okay. 2 down. Wipe that up a little bit. See if I can get... See if I can do this one-handed again. Or just tilt it and do it two-handed. How about that? Okay, last ones of these. Whoa. Got a little excited there. Dang, I think I might have to actually mix up a little bit more. I don't think, yeah, there's not enough. Dang it. That's okay. It was so close too, you know? I'm just gonna do like 3 or something. And then like 1.5 or 2. Oh, yeah, it's open. Come on. Okay. There's the stick. So what's going on in the chat, guys? What are you guys up to here? Every junkie on the planet. It's hard. It's hard. But so the thing is, the junkies have lots of practice. I don't. I don't have the practice. Okay, final one. And then we'll move on to the next one. Forget. So we did I forget where the other purple is going. Oh, I missed. Got a little bit of blue over there. I'm going to suck it out with the other pipette. Where's that? I don't know which pipette I was using. I don't want bleeding. I want these things to look good. That's not working. I need to make some more green eventually if I keep messing these things up. Oh, I just splitted it again. See, you got to watch what you're doing. It's infuriating, isn't it? Infuriating. Now I got to... Where'd it go? What happened there? I don't even see where it... Huh. Okay. I guess it didn't do what I thought it did. Okay, there we go. We're okay. We got blue. I need to fill up. Let's see here. I need to top off this other blue. I don't know how would you do this one-handed? It's easy to squeeze one-handed, but I don't know about the sucking it out one-handed. I don't even know if the junkies can do that. Boom. That one might have been a little bit too much right there. That's definitely gonna, I'm gonna kind of, I think I'm gonna have to do it with this needle. That was too much. Okay. So we got blue. Blue is ready. I'm not going to touch anymore with the blue. I'm done. Quit futzing with it. Okay, what's next? Pink on the centers. Again, we're going to weigh it. First, I need to get a cup, though. And I'm out of cups again. I'm going to have to get some more of these things. Okay. Pink, I'm going to 0. So we're doing the centers here. So, you know, maybe, I don't know, I'm going to fill it with 15. I don't know. Oh, this stuff is this heating up? Dang. I got to get going on this stuff, guys. How long have I been? Oh, yeah. We're running out of time, guys. Definitely could not have done this with Alumilite Clear Slow. I don't know where my lid went, so I'm just going to cover it real quick. I'm going to go with like 3 or 5. Actually, that was probably too much. Yeah. We don't want that much. 15. 16, let's see here, so 0.5. Okay, 0.5, I gotta hurry up here. I didn't realize. Pipette. I didn't 0 that scale. Maybe I should have done 1 blank at a time. Where's my... I can just weigh the one without it. So that's smart. Okay. So the centers, the problem is I'm going to have to redo this probably because I need to know what the center parts are alone. So all 3 of those is 5.6. But again, that's not very helpful, I don't think. This one's 0. Okay. So I'm just going to fill up that center. Where did my pink, did I throw it away? Oh, that was stupid. It's right there. Okay, this is more helpful. So each one of those center ones, 3 grams each. And then I'm going to zero that out, and I want to see how much these end center things are. Hopefully before the resin sets up. Let's just call them 2. Guys, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get this done before the resin sets up. I think I'm going to need to get these things in the pressure pot. I don't know. Well, that's not set up. I'm going to keep going. Okay. It's a race against time, guys. It's a race against time. Life in a nutshell. It's true. Very true. Hurry up. Hurry up here. At this point, guys, I'm not particularly worried if we get a little bleed in one of the other ones. We got other problems. Okay, so we have 2 more colors. Good Lord. Powder, let's see. Teal is wavy bottom. So let's get that going real quick. I may have to call it though. Because this resin's starting to really thicken up a little bit. I think we can do it though. I don't know. We'll see. Gotta shake it up. These things are looking pretty sweet though. I'll tell you that much. Okay. There's the dye all over my finger. I'll stand back while I mix this really fast. The other thing is when your resin starts thickening up like this, those little cheap pipettes, they don't really do the greatest job ever. Now, the problem is I need to get another one of those syringes for the other wavy color. You could clean these out. I think I'm going to be kind of screwed on that because I'm not going to have time at the end. You can soak up some acetone probably, and that would help kind of clean it out a little bit. And then, you know, you can just soak the needles in acetone, which I might be able to, I can probably do that. You can soak everything basically just in acetone. I don't know if I'm on this screen anymore at this point. Tell you what, I'm glad I didn't try to do 6 of these at one time. That would have been a nightmare. One down. Oh, I got a little bit in the other one. Oh man. Seems like it's going slower as I go. Everything is taking longer. Okay, we got a little bit of spillage there, but whatever. Oh, I went way over on that one. Okay, one more color. Do you think I can get this done? Yeah, that looks okay. So is that, which color was that? Oh, I lost that thing. Sangria purple. That's the purple. Yeah, I think that these wavy things should be the same colors on each side. We'll do that on the next one. What time is it? Oof. I got purple all over me. That's awesome. These things are so messy. Okay. Where did my cup go? I lost the cup. 0. Oof. I really don't think it's a good idea to do this, but we're gonna try. This stuff is really thick. What the heck? The resin thick just doesn't soak up as much into the pipette. All right, so we got one down. I'm going to get a little tray out to put these things on. I need more resin. Ugh. Oof, this is getting hairy. What am I doing here? 17.3. We're so close to the finish, yet so far away, kind of, you know? Oh, this stupid pipette. Okay, we're going paper cup because I don't have time for this. We're literally gonna run out of time. Oh, okay. Get them on the tray and get them in the pressure pot quick. That's what I'm saying. Without spilling them, preferably. Ooh. That is going to make for some terrible video. I want to dye all over my pressure pot. Oh, that was pretty stressful, guys. I got to be honest. Pretty stressful. We can do that a lot faster, okay? I just want to say that. We were measuring and I was messing around. And I think on this next round, well, yeah, we're going to have to do this quick, but shoot. Dang it. It wasn't supposed to take 2 hours to make 3 pen blanks. That is what I'm going to tell you right now, guys. Precision. I'm going to switch to this view real quick. Whew. Okay, so on the next one, here's what I want to do. I want to add a little bit of the white resin just to see how that looks. So I'm going to not hurry, but I'm not going to mess around as much. And I'm going to get things kind of prepared ahead of time because we kind of know, how much does each one of these things take at this point. For the most part, most of them, so what did we write down? For like the center bands, they're 3 grams each, right? So like 15, the end centers are 2 grams each. Those are tiny amounts, 5 grams. The wavy lines are 1.5 each. So, 3, 6, so, most of these things you can kind of estimate like 10 grams or so, 15 grams for each thing. And you're going to have enough for the most part. The peaks are 10 grams, 8 grams each. Yeah, yeah, so 5 grams each for the ends. That's 10 per thing. So 10, 20, 30. Yeah. So I think that we can estimate. Sorry, I didn't have time to mess around with those, the extra colors in that thing. So per blank, the ends are 10 grams. So I think that we did good on those. So what did we use for those? This is kind of crazy. Let's, all right, so on this second batch, what I want to do is we're going to go with, I think we're going to go with white for the insides. Tell you what, let's go with white for the chunky areas. Yeah, chunky areas are going to be white. I just want to see how that looks. I'm just kind of curious about that. And then we're going to do the same color for both wavy lines. I kind of like that blue. And then I like, yeah, so we'll use the powder blue for the wavy lines. I kind of like that. Actually, let's go with purple for the wavy lines. We'll do blue for the insides. All right, so let me get the overhead view going here so I can show you what I'm talking about. So white for the big cavities. I just want to see what that looks like. Purple for the wavy lines. Blue for these kind of, I don't know what, the peaks. In fact, we're going to do blue for these two as well. And then the centers will be pink, maybe. Or yeah, we didn't use yellow last time, I don't think at all. So we'll do yellow. All right. So we're making the executive decision. So what I need is, let's see, what did I just say? Chunky. So the ends and the middles are 13, 12, or 5, 8, yeah, 13, like 15 for each one. So that's like 30 times 3 is 90. So we did, again, 100 grams of white. The peaks are, no, the wavies are 1.5 each. So we need 3, 6 per times 3 is 18. So like 20. I'm just going to call it 25. And we're going to go with blue. We are going to go with the yellow for the middles. So that was 3 grams plus 2, so 5 grams for 7. So 10 grams or so per blank. So we need 30. Is that right? Yeah. Yellow for the centers. So we got the wavy, we got the center. So then we're going to do purple. Let's see, no, I did that wrong. The peaks are going to be purple. These, whatever these things, the peaks. Oh. Yeah, okay, so peaks was right. Peaks is going to be blue. Wavy lines. Okay, so I screwed that up. Peaks are something else. What are they? 10 grams total For all of them? I'm just going to mix up 40 grams. I'm not sure. They're going to be blue. Wavy lines, those are going to be about, we need 25 grams. Those are going to be purple. I think that's it. Center is done. And then these, but we need blue for these things also. So the centers are 3. So I'm just going to mix up 3, 6, 18. So 20 plus 40. Yeah, I'm going to mix up 50 grams for the blue. Okay. Did you get that? Yellow brown. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. Get that thing out of the way. This thing. I think I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see if I can get these things, these syringes clean with acetone by just soaking them. So first thing I'm going to do is kind of pull some of it in. I don't know if this is really the best way to do this. I'm just kind of pulling it in and shooting it back out a lot. That seemed to clean it up pretty good. I think that worked pretty well. So you can, I think, clean it out pretty well. Like I think that's clean enough for me to use on the next round, basically. And it was already, let's see, we're doing purple for the wavies. But I think that this, because the thing is, these things are expensive, you know? I mean, they're not cheap, really. Not super cheap. But I think if you can just get this stuff in there before it sets up in there, if the resin sets up in your syringe, you're hosed. Just throw it away, you know. But I think if you did this acetone wash, I mean, I think you're good. And then if you took it another step, one step further, like this stuff, I don't know. I would probably just toss this out at this point, fill it back up with some more. And at least you could definitely save your needles by just soaking them in the acetone. Possibly, I don't know. It may be possible to, I don't know if it's really necessary, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, this thing's clean in here, so I think you're good. I think just doing what I did, I don't even think you need to soak them, to be honest. I'm going to leave that in this needle in here just for the heck of it, but I don't really even think it's necessary. I think just doing that squeezy thing is good enough. Okay, so we're done with this messy one. We're done with green. We're not going to use the lime green this time. We're going to use blue. We're going to use white. We're going to use yellow. We're done with that, and we're going to use purple. Was that right? I think that's it. If I realize that there was more, then we'll figure that out when I get to it. Okay. This was kind of a weird one. These things that require you to like just be messing around. That's why I like just dumping stuff in resin, you know, like putting a bunch of crap in there, dumping it in. Because we can kind of get it done quicker and, oh, that's good. Okay. You don't soak it or anything? Okay, good. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea, Michael. How thick do you print those inside segments? I got to be honest, I have no clue how thick or what the numbers are on any of those things. I just kind of played around with them. Pink. We didn't have any more pink, did we? No. Okay. No clue. You can find out if you order one on my website. No, I really don't know what the numbers are or anything like that on these. Okay, so in total, we need, let's see, 25, 30, 50, and 100. 150, 180, 100, 200. That's probably about right. So I'm going to mix up like probably let's see, 260 divided by 3. Nope. 240 divided, yeah, that should work. Divided by 3. Okay. We're going to mix up 240 grams total on this second one. And that's going to be 80 and 160. I'm going to use liquid diamonds again for sure. We are not using Alumilite Clear Slow. Not enough time. Okay, so I got my cup. So hopefully this one will be a little bit more exciting and usable. Okay, so 160 grams of this part A. Whatever you use, I recommend, like, I don't think that, well, if you thinned it out by heating it up, you can maybe use Amazing Clear Cast Plus, but I just don't really think it's, like, worth it. You know, that stuff's so thick that probably not going to be awesome. I'd rather, you know, pick a thinner viscosity, you know, but slower setting resin. Another one that it's going to sound silly, but given I was running up against the clock on that last one, Alumilite's deep pour is actually not a bad way to go. That stuff's thin viscosity, but you got 2 hours of working time with it. So as long as you're not putting something that, you know, like if you're just putting a dye in it, you're not putting glitters or anything weird, that should work pretty well. But you're going to have to wait, you know, like a week for it to be like hardened up. But it does harden up. It'll work fine. So 80 grams, let's see, yeah, 80. And then I'm going to sneak up on it the rest of the way. There we go, 80. We're looking good. Got our resin ready. Put this away. Let's mix it up. Oop, I'm not on screen here. What the heck is going on with this thing? Okay, I'm done with messing around with this. There. 3D, they're resin 3D prints. I didn't like that was my what the hell did that get all over the place? I've tried the filament style printers before, and turning them is not particularly awesome. It's not bad. I mean, it's fine, especially for something like thin segments like this. That's fine. But if you're doing anything that has any thickness to it, like PLA just does not turn that well. Now, I don't know, there may be some newer materials out there. I know that there are some like mixtures of different types of filaments out there now. So there might be some, but I mean, we're talking like a couple of years ago. I wasn't very happy with anything. So the resin 3D prints though, those turn great. I mean, it's no different than Alumilite. Yeah, the resin ones are pretty nice, pretty nice. I've gotten really good results so far. There's some of them I have gotten some chippiness out of. So, you know, again, it's not, you know, perfect, but I did find some of the particular resins seem to turn, like it's literally, you can't tell the difference between where the Alumilite stops and the resin, you know, begins. Back in the day when I was printing with a filament printer, ABS plastic seemed to be reasonable. It turned pretty well, but it's harder to print, and it heats up. Like when you were drilling it, it would really get hot and kind of like melt. So it just, I don't know. This stuff though works pretty darn well. I've been pretty happy with it. Okay, so let's see here. We need 100 grams. I'm just gonna leave the 100 or so in. So 50 grams of, let's see, we wanted, I do need to dump it out into a smaller, let's see, 25. Okay, so we can go 25 for the purple, 30 for the yellow, 50 for the blue, which is those things. I think we can use a paper cup for that. I can just, I could probably dump it out with a paper cup, but either way we need that for 50 and then 100 for the white, which is going to need another one. So we'll put 50 in here. Okay. Zero that out, and then we need 50 times 0.03. Actually, I was doing 0.02. 50 times 0.02. Okay, so 1 gram. Thirty times 0.02 is 0.6. I'm just going to call that 1 gram. 25 times 0.02, 0.5 grams. And then the white, I'm going to do 0.02. It's two grams for the, of course, for the 100. Okay, so we got 50. We need some blue in there. This thing seemed like it was at the bottom of the thing though. How much do we want? 1 gram. Okay. I think I have another one of these blues. I better. Oh. Uh-oh. Do I? I do. Okay. Okay, 1 gram. Maybe. Oh, open the bottle. Open the squeezer. Okay, 1 gram ish of the blue. And we need 30 grams, I think it was, of something. 30 grams of yellow. Oh, got a little excited there. Got a little excited. $33. Let's see, what is the yellow? Centers. You know what? We're going to go with a paper cup for that too, because it's really full. In this little tiny cup. And I don't like it. I'd rather not spill it all over the place, you know, when I'm mixing it up. Okay, so yellow. 1 gram. Okay, close enough. And I think we can fit the 25 grams, and I'm going to zero this. 25 will work, I think, okay in this one. Close enough. 24.5, and then that's going to be the purple. We want 0.5 grams. 0.6, that'll do. Okay. I'm really digging, I love these colors. The Divine Pigments, the colors are just so vibrant, you know. Definitely a good choice for Easter colors, I think. Boom. We got a little bit of yellow in here. Okay. We got a little bit of blue. I like this light blue. The powder blue is a good one. Yeah, I'm hoping to... so on Saturday we'll turn one of these. I will. And then the rest of them are going in the mystery boxes, and I'll probably make some more. I have 3 more on the printer right now, so I might just fill it out. There's only like 2 mystery boxes left, guys, so if you want one, head over to my website and snag one. There's a link down in the description below. It's a monthly subscription of turning blanks. For anybody that doesn't know what they are, let's see. I'm just gonna kind of estimate how much is in this cup here, just to make sure I get the dye amount right. Yeah, 130 or so is in that cup. What I think I'm going to do, though, because we really only need 100 for the white, is I think we're going to be good on all the colors, but what I'm going to do is we're going to dump out like 30 just so I have a little bit of extra in case I need it for something. And then I'm going to get, now we got, yeah, now we're at 100. So we need 2 grams of the white. Close your lid before you shake it. 2 grams, 2.3, close enough in this case. But I am going to dump this into one of these little cups. So yeah, I think it does make sense to do the small parts first. So we're going to do the blues first. That was a good idea, Mike. Okay, so I'm just going to dump some of this out. Should get most of it in there. There. Okay, powder blue. So I think I can zoom you guys in this time and actually be on camera. Maybe. I don't know if there's a way to arrange. I don't think there's really a way to arrange these where I can do them all at once without moving them. Okay, I need paper towel. I'm not doing this right. Blue is the peaks. Well, not on this part. This one's going to be a little backwards. That's what happens when you rush. purple is the wavies. Okay, let's see here. So I don't need that. I'm going to try and clean this syringe out so I can use it again. I'm just kind of trying to blow out the syringe. I don't think it's going to hurt anything if a little bit of acetone gets mixed in with this, but you don't want a lot. Okay, so we did blue wrongly on that one. Now we're going to do it the right way, purple. Hopefully we have enough. That's why I wanted a little bit of extra resin left over, you know, just in case, because I'll probably screw something up. Okay. It goes a lot faster if you got, you know, your resin ready, if you know the numbers and all that stuff. So I will definitely have to make some sort of a thing that shows, because this is not very easy to follow, this video. So I do kind of think that that diagram idea ain't too shabby. For the 3D print files, you know. Be a rebel. Yeah. Actually, I am a rebel. I went to UNLV. That's where I got my degree. In malarkey. Okay, 2 more purples and then we can kind of buzz through some of the rest of these things, which is kind of nice. Oh, I'm off the camera again. See, the other problem is if I'm if I get too far, like I almost need my camera needs to be a little bit further back, I think. Oh, shoot. That's not good. Shoot. Ugh. Here's a recommendation. Don't do this for 3 hours straight. You will be frustrated. I appreciate you guys hanging around. I would have been like, I'm out of here, guys. I don't know what's happening on this live stream. Ugh, just can't get in there. There we go. I got it. That could have caused some serious problems. No, we don't want serious problems. Oh, I did it again. I'm done. I can't fix that one. So I'm not even going to try. Ah. Mold is moving. It's running down the front of this cup. We're going to pipette the rest in that one. All right, we're looking good so far. Need more paper towels. An ugly version. I'll check it out. Thank you. It's probably not that ugly. As long as it's legible, I'd say that's good. Okay, so that one. This. Okay, so. Hopefully my head's not totally in the way of this. Two. Oh. See, one thing that happens is when you get too much like resin kind of on the lip, it doesn't pour very well. So it helps to kind of switch to a new one, and then it'll kind of flow over the edge a little bit better of your, you know, like over the rim of the cup. Some kind of fluid dynamic thing or something. Okay. Whew. We are rocking. I think blue is done, sorta. I need to do purple with these things. So let me get another. Fortunately, I gotta get a different cup. Actually, I might be able to. I think that's probably gonna end in failure. let's not push the limits of this. Let's just pipette. We're gonna pipette the purple. I don't think I'm on the camera again. Okay. I doubt we're gonna have enough resin in this cup for all of them because I messed up. We'll see though. Ooh, it's going to be close. I don't think we're going to have enough though. Man. Oh. Oh, just enough. Wow. That is crazy. Just enough. Okay, we don't need that cup. Yeller and white. Yellers were going to be the center and yeah, all the centers. Yellers for the centers. I think we can pipette these guys in. Can you guys see what's happening? That's looking good. Oh, man, thought I was actually going to get some extra work done today after the stream. Nope. Carl Jacobson will just have to wait for his honeycomb blanks. Longer. Actually, I don't think they're out. So I've been making aluminum honeycomb bottle stopper blanks for Ruth Niles for Carl over there. And I don't think they're out yet, so I'm not going to be that worried about it. Needed to cut up a batch. There's no getting around it though. This does take a while. You know, for each one of these little colors. I haven't done a Geezy style, you know, like these segmented resin type things for quite a while now. And they take a while. A little bit easier, you know, this round with a few less colors, going a little bit faster. But, you know, there's all these different things that you got to do. I'm probably right in front of this in my head. Oh, no, I guess I'm not. Okay, so we got all those center things, the small centers. Now we're going to do the center. And then the final thing is the white. Once again, I need to find a new edge to pour out of. He was kind of slurping down the side. Boom. Yellow is done. Just white. Oh wait, blue. We need to do blue on those insides. Shoot. I'm kind of digging these guys. These look pretty good. What do you guys think? I'm going to try and just pour this. Much faster. Then we'll top it off with Mr. Pipette. Okay. Whoa, almost missed. Ooh. Okay, Mr. Pipette. Good. Okay. White. Now keep in mind, you're not going to see the outside parts of this box. That's going to be gone. But you will see the divisions between these color things. Oh. Just kind of does a number on your back too. Bending over these things, pouring little bits in. Definitely recommend take some breaks in between, you know, doing these things. Ooh, I like that. What do you guys think of that? Oh man, I'm digging that. I need more paper towels. Sorry, I can't. I'm not even looking at the chat at this point. I apologize. I'll stop at the end and read. Okay. Whew. I think I'm just going to pull out the whole thing so I have a handle. Hopefully I won't spill anything. Okay, so we need a little bit more white in here. Home stretch, guys. Home stretch. Ugh. I'm going to get zoomed in. It's a little bit darker, though, when I do that. Yeah. Okay, pipette. We'll top off these guys and we'll be done. This kind of looks like the Ukraine flag. I didn't intentionally do that. It's kind of cool though. Okay, we are all done. Whew, we made it through. I'm gonna switch to the oh man, double cam. In fact, I'm gonna switch to the Sony because that's the only thing that matters. But I am gonna switch gloves because I had dye and they were all sticky everywhere. Whew. Yeah, those things require a lot of, like, I don't know. For me, at least, it's hard for me to be like, to do anything else, basically. All right, so we got our things on our tray. Oh yeah, I was gonna make some blanks tonight too. And into the pressure pot we go. I like those a lot. I really like those. That's cool. Man, I gotta be honest, guys. I cannot wait to see how these things turn out. I think they're all gonna be cool. That first round was a little bit tough, the way that I did that. We made it. So I got a little bit of resin left over, so let me actually switch back to the double cam. What I'm gonna do is, this is like my extra thing. So this time I can actually pay attention a little bit to this. Real quick, I want to clean out this syringe before I forget. So again, I'm just kind of sucking up some acetone and then spitting it back out. I really don't know how you're supposed to do these. Oh, okay, there we go. You know? And then just to kind of get a little bit more out, I'm just kind of off camera. Just kind of blowing it out so you get some of that acetone out of there. But I mean, that seems to really, that's fine. That's plenty, I think. I'm going to dump out the acetone and get my other thingy. In fact, I think I'm going to fill that up a little bit again. That thing was kind of soaking in that kind of funky purple acetone. So I think I'm going to give this one a little bit more of that treatment just to make sure that it's nice and clean. But yeah, so this is great. I didn't realize, I basically been buying these things, the syringe, these full syringes, thinking they're pretty much disposable. How would you clean them? But that's super simple. Just have a little bit of acetone and you're good to go. Hydrate and take a breath, not at the same time. I appreciate it, Jen. Thanks for helping out. And so one thing I want to also do is let's put some, let's do some Blurple in this cup. So we still have some clear in that other one. I don't know. Yeah, there's a little bit more in there. Okay, get that out of there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour this together. It might bleed. I don't know. I don't know like what temperature we're at and all that kind of stuff, but it may not bleed because I think I think we're actually getting kind of close. Maybe not blurple. Maybe we'll put another. I don't know. I love the blurple though, so let's do the blurple. So we'll put a little bit of violet dye, just a tiny bit, and then we'll go with the blue to purple color shift. One of my favorites ever. Of course, you can get this stuff on my website. Good aurora effect. Good, what else do I do? Kind of a spacey, galactic look. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of blurple first. I think this is gonna be weird if it bleeds. I think the blurple with solid colors is gonna be weird. So it'll be kind of fun to see what happens here. I don't know what happened to the blue. Dude, I thought there's like barely any blue in there. Okay, that's acetone. We don't need to worry about that. All right, and then if I wanted to, I could kind of stir that around. Look at that. So that's our little excess cup. Eventually, what I'll do is we'll turn that. Now, one of the issues with most of what's in there is it was Alumilite clear slow. So it's not really, you know, and I didn't pressurize it basically. So it'll be kind of a bubbly blank, but you know, as long as you know and you don't really care so much about that, then it's not a big deal. Okay, so again, these syringes were the 3 milliliters. And the tips are the 14 gauge are the tips, and I found that works pretty well. If you get too much smaller than that, if you get, you know, then you really have a tough time like sucking up the resin, especially when it starts to thicken up. When we were getting to the end there, I mean, even with this thing, it was a little bit kind of difficult. So I don't have links to those right now. I didn't think about how I was going to be doing this stuff. It's been a while since I've done this type of thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the links to because I got all this on Amazon, the syringes, the tips, and there was something else. I already have the links to the Divine Pigments down in the show notes, as well as if you want one of I don't have one to show you, but the 3D prints that I was filling up. If you want to print them, it's a digital download file. It's not an actual box, like a physical product that I would ship to you. It's a download. If you do 3D printing and you want to make one of these things, you need the file. So those are available on my website. And again, the link is down in the description. And let's see here. So Saturday we're going to be turning one of those guys up. The rest of them are going in the mystery boxes for the folks that have signed up for the subscription, the monthly subscription mystery boxes. And I will probably be making some more of them just to kind of fill them up. So that some of them will be made like off, you know, the live stream, but you know what they are. So I just want to make sure. I think these are cool enough that I think everybody would probably be interested in one. So I want to make sure that everybody that's got the mystery box gets one. So I'll be making those. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was a really long one, and I apologize for how long it ended up being. But, you know, just sometimes it takes a while. So I appreciate you guys joining the fun. Big thank you to everybody that super chatted. And this weekend is going to be, I'm posting the video of the epoxy chips that's edited down into a brand new video. So make sure to check that out, like it, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. I think I asked a couple questions in that video as well. So I'm trying to get people to a little bit more discussion happening in the comments of the videos. So make sure to check that out. I really appreciate all you guys' support. And let's see, yeah, kind of like the old days, definitely. Except I think these are a lot better. The cameras are better, and I've been able to really get, I don't know, so far the videos that I've done that to, like, edited them down have been pretty good. And this one's a good one as well. I've already edited it. So I didn't have time to get it up this week, and I don't have a video for this weekend either. So I thought I'd post that on Sunday. But I hope to see everybody back on Saturday at noon Pacific time. That's when we're going to turn this one up. I'll get it all prepped up on Friday, and then we'll turn it on Saturday. It should be pretty fun. So anyway, guys, again, I appreciate you joining the fun, and I will see you guys all on Saturday. Have a good night.